have to have extra energy because we have a ball of energy on her way up here. I know that I don't really have to introduce her, but if you'll let me brag for a second about Miss Allie Risman, the 2012 Olympian from Needham, Mass. Right. Did you know that she left London as the most decorated American gymnast of the 2012 Games? How cool is that? And she was, you know, she was the darling of the Olympics. She captured all of our hearts. When I watched the Olympics, when you were in them, I was not in Massachusetts just yet, and I was dying to meet her. So without further ado, let's bring Allie Risman up on the stage to share with us. You can sit with the stand, you can do whatever you want. You could do a handstand.
Oh, that's
You could do backflips while I interview you.
All right.
Super interesting. You didn't know what you were in for, did you?
No, not at all. Today's my day off.
Mine too. We need to talk to some people.
Okay.
So one thing that Allie is doing, I think that is really cool, is because she is reaching out to women and men alike, but people in her age group and above and beyond, to talk about body image. Because I think that, you know, when you guys are out there and you're performing, we all admire, right, their bodies. Are they not the most athletic, beautiful women in the entire world that you've ever seen when they're out there? Am I right? Yes?
Yeah.
And so we all admire you. And so I think it's so great that you're opening up this conversation to talk a little bit about body image, especially because I see a lot of moms out there and I see a lot of little girls out there. It's really important to talk about it and not just avoid it. And I think that that's one thing I'm hearing that you're a little bit concerned about, is that there is this issue of body image, but people aren't talking about it.
Definitely. I started working with Walden a couple of months ago, and I've always been I've really understood the importance of being confident, and of course I'm always in a leotard, and I feel like, you know, I had a year off of gymnastics. I was in LA for a couple months, and you see, you know, the magazines when you go to the airport, there's an obsession with being skinny, and, you know, they pull apart these celebrities for gaining like 3 pounds, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And I feel like it's something that it really doesn't matter, and I hope that people can realize the focus should be more on the inner beauty, not on what's on the outside. And obviously that's easier said than done, but I feel like, you know, at least when I was younger, when I used to watch, you know, girls competing at the Olympics, or, you know, watching my favorite movie, I used to think that these women were just perfect. And, you know, you see them, they look beautiful at the Oscars or the Golden Globes, and you feel like they always wake up and they feel so beautiful and so perfect, just as they look to little girls. But I think it's important to remember that, you know, everyone has days where they feel insecure. Everyone has days where they look in the mirror and they don't feel so good, and that's completely normal. But it's important to remember that we're only human, and to not overthink it so much.
I think that's really well said. And to not overthink it, and to have those bad days. I mean, ladies, you have those days, right? We know, it's like, I'm just not feeling it today. I hate it. But you're just saying, that's okay. That's just part of life, right?
Of course, it's totally normal. I have days like that all the time, but it's completely normal. And I feel like for me, I try to start the day off where, and I look in the mirror, I try to pick out 3 things I like about myself instead of looking in the mirror and pulling my body apart. I think that's so easy to look at yourself and to only think about the negative, but I think instead everyone should try to focus more on the positive, because there's obviously so many more things that to smile about and be happy about.
That's a really good message. So along with Allie, she mentioned Walden briefly. She's talking about the Walden Center for Education and Research, and she's trying to create this sort of open discussion atmosphere where we can talk about body image. So I'm hoping that Stuart Coleman will come up and join us. He is the founder and the CEO. Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. I almost missed you guys in your shirts when you came in. I was like,
very bright.
I almost didn't see you. So what the shirt? Well, let's talk about it. What does that mean?
That's our campaign to talk about body image, but really also to talk about eating disorders. So Walden is a treatment facility, but we've also gotten into education and the whole idea of prevention. And that's what Allie is here to help us with, is to help identify these very difficult pressures on not just girls, but all of us, and to deal with that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down there and I'm going to let some people ask you guys some questions. And you can ask questions of either of them, and then we actually have a little exercise that we're going to do that I think will be really eye-opening for everybody. So as I look out before I get off the chair, and so forth. Yes. No. Yes.
So before we go any further, I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And I want to do that particularly for a reason, which is fathers are very critical to this process too. Approval from fathers is absolutely as critical as approval from mothers. So we have to remember that.
That's yours now.
Okay.
You don't have to give it back.
Now I'm one.
So happy Father's Day. That was great. And dads, yeah, you got to be involved. So let's give all our dads out there a round of applause. I think that's well said. I have to tell you, my dad's a high school football coach, and he was always concerned about how big my biceps were. Is that weird or is that normal?
We'll talk later.
Okay, so I'm going to come down. Who has a question for Allie? You better raise your hands. I know you do. Now's your chance. All right, honey. Here you go. I'll hold it for you. You can talk right into it.
What's your favorite healthy foods I eat before me?
Good
That's
question.
a great question. I love fish, so I like having either chicken or salmon before my competitions. And I always make sure to pair it with like fruits and vegetables, because I work out a lot, so I have to make sure that I eat like all the time. I'm always hungry, so I eat every few hours, and I feel like when I eat really healthy, I feel better and I have more energy.
That's a good answer. And how old are you now, Allie?
I just turned 20.
She just turned 20. So that's quite an undertaking for someone, I think, that's so young to have that fantastic grasp on what you have to eat and the healthy foods, and that you're not just kind of going to the easy stuff. Because you do work out so much, you're burning so many calories, but you're still fueling yourself healthy. I think that's really important.
So what's a good like post-workout snack or like a few suggestions? And I'm a runner. I'm doing a half marathon in October.
Oh wow,
Yeah, the
congratulations.
BA
That's
distance
awesome.
medley, the 5K to 10K and a half. So
Wow.
you can give me some good snacks for post-workout.
After workout, I don't know about you, but I'm always so hungry. I'm starving. So I always make sure I love drinking water. I always drink water throughout the workout. And after I kind of have some kind of protein, either chicken or some other kind of fish, and then same thing with either like rice, so you have a carb, and then fruits or vegetables too. But I'm not a picky eater, so that really helps when you have to eat healthy. I can kind of eat anything.
I'm the same way. Do you have to prepare your food in advance, or do you have help? Is your food kind of ready to go? You don't go home from the gym and then have to cook something?
Well, I'm lucky because my mom is a good cook, so I actually normally I finish workout at night at 9 o'clock at night, so I don't get home till around 9:45. So I'm lucky that my mom normally will save me, because she makes dinner every night, so she'll save me some. So I just heat it up and I eat that. But Saturday and Sundays is when I get to have dinner with my family.
All right. Anybody else have some questions? I'm coming over there. I'm gonna take a leap here of faith, buddy, and I'm gonna hand you the microphone in your one good hand, okay?
How many medals have you won?
In my whole life?
In the Olympics, you mean? In the Olympics.
In the Olympics, I won a bronze medal on beam, and then a gold on floor and gold in team.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was that the first gold on floor for an American?
Yes, it was.
How cool is that?
Thank you.
Is this the injured section over here? Look, you guys raise your hands, seriously. 1, 2, 3.
Have you ever been scared before a meet or something?
Of course. Oh my God, yes. I'm always nervous. I'm always one of those people where I like to overthink everything, and I get